Well, what to say? If you want to know what you have to do as booksellers in the next years, you know it. Follow Bachman or follow Feltrinelli. Is the way. Congratulations. I think that the bookstores can change, but our main task remains. I mean, we sell books. We have to know our customers. We have to select for our customers, and we have to put the books in the way our customers like too. That's our main task, and I think that's that we cannot forget. That's the point you said. Okay, we will put the tradition and the book in the center, in the middle, and I think that's a way. For Feltrinelli to go in an omnichannel strategy, I think is not easy, but they are big and they can do it, or make the intent. But for a small, medium booksellers, we cannot go in an omnichannel strategy, because omnichannel is that your customer has the same experience. Now, if they buy online or the experience has to be the same. No. For us, for the small and medium, we cannot develop tools to go in an omnichannel strategy for the big ones. We have to, in my opinion, go in combination of physical and digital now, and working with our tools, the tools that we have and we can afford. In this point, both, I don't know, how do you see this combination of physical and digital not for big organizations but for small and medium booksellers? How can we do it?
Well, I was walking through the center of Madrid yesterday afternoon. I was walking. Maybe it's me. I was walking through the center of Madrid yesterday, and I walked into a bookstore, Mistral. Mistral?
La Mistral, a new bookstore. Yeah.
And I understood that they have existed for 3 years. It's a relatively small bookstore, but I think they're also or could be, I don't know them well enough, an example of a very hybrid bookstore. I mean, what they offer in their presentation and how this bookstore looks, it's like you know, the movie You've Got Mail, that type of bookstore, the small, and people want to be connected to that and want to become part of that local community. And as I said in my presentation, I very much believe that all the digital components that you need to stay in contact with your audience have become actually more accessible than ever. And I see what you're saying, that you might have certain advantages when you're as big, but on the other side, as Feltrinelli, you also have the task as a leader of the market in Italy to be upfront, and you cannot stay behind. So there's also a sort of a burden, I would say, and I mean, big companies are also like big container ships. I understand that once they've shifted, and once they change their track, when you're on track, you're on track. But to make the shift can be very complex, I think, and costly, intensive as well.
By my point of view, I think there's ever someone bigger than you. Even for us, we have to compete with Amazon in Italy, that it's very strong in Italy because he has reached the 40% of market share, Amazon in Italy. And so every day we have to fight. I think every one of us has to understand who he is and how he can compete with their instruments and dimension. I want to bring you an example because it was very important for me. I learned a lot because I think you have ever to look at, to hear the people, to understand what's happening on the market. During the first lockdown, when we were always at home, I said, well, okay, I have the bookshop that are closed, but I'm the first Italian player in online business, so I can compete better than others. But observing independent bookshop, I saw that they develop a new business with a message, with a SMS. And I understand that looking to my client that were physical, they weren't buying on my online shop. It was strange. My physical client didn't buy on online shop. So I introduced a new service, WhatsApp Business SMS, and I put in contact people with my bookseller that were at home, and it works. So I look to the independent bookstores. So I think you can compete even if you have only one shop.
Yeah, me too. That's something that happened to us too. We sell a lot online. Well, I don't know, online since 1998, but in the lockdown, the thing changed a lot. My customers today from abroad, from Latin America, they use WhatsApp or FaceTime to contact me and to say me, okay, I'm here, send me this one, or recommending me those kind of books. So the lockdown and the shows also us that we have tools as little independent to reach our customers and to give them a certain kind of service very close to the things that we are doing at the bookstore. So that point is the point that I think that the small and medium bookstore have to follow. Not to get obsessed going in an omnichannel strategy to have a very, very good web page and to compete with the big ones. No one can compete there. We have to think about other tools and other rules and what's you said that to humanize
the digital,
humanize the digital to make our daily work in the digital way also human, no? So I think that we can open this conversation to you. I think you have a lot of questions. I had to thank you a lot what you have done today here and what have you have shown us, and I have learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't know if there is any question.
I wanted, Anne Bergman from Federation of European Publishers, wanted to ask about bookshop.org and the fact that, if I understood the system how it works, is you order via a bookseller, but it goes directly from the wholesaler place to the consumer. Labeled as I bought it from Pacman Bookshop, but it actually never was in Pacman Bookshop. So is that a threat to bookseller? Is it a chance to? Is it good for the environment because it avoids one transportation?
Well, I would say it's good for the environment because it helps keeping your local bookstore alive. So I think in every sense that's always good for the environment.
Bookshop is an idea for tiny bookstores. I mean, those ones that they were not in those times able, at the start in the United States, to develop a web page and to run an online business. We have here in Spain todostuslibros.com. It's a tool developed by the booksellers, by the Spanish Bookseller Association, and in this, the point is another one, is the customer can localize where the book is physically in the city, in the bookstore. Is here or is there? I want this book with geolocalization, and can also order it to a specific bookstore. And it's also a selling platform, but it's the bookstore who's sending the book to the customer. It's only a tool to facilitate the things, no? But Bookshop is a really good idea to help those little business to go online. No?
Yeah, and the bookshop.org is just an example. Here in Spain, you have the Todos los Libros, but you have some other similar initiatives, and they have some other things just a little bit tweaked in different ways in different countries. It started in the US, really to make a fist against Amazon. And I think if you look at some of the numbers, that's for those independent booksellers that are participating in this platform and have joined their forces there. I think it really has made an impact, also money-wise, but also in visibility. But you see different initiatives, and the message in general is work together and see how you can also, with joint forces, build a position in that digital market.
We do here is very common in between the booksellers here in Madrid, at least. I mean, I don't know other cities, but we send customers to other bookstores with this tool we have with Todos los Libros, because we know that the book is in another bookstore, and we know that we give a solution. It's someone who wants a book. You can say to him, okay, I want the book and I want it now. And if you don't do it that, I can click here and in 4 hours I have here the book. So you have to give a solution. And Todos los Libros is a tool to give this solution, to say, okay, in this bookstore you cannot find it, because we are specialized, but if you go to 200 meters away, you can find a bookstore with a book. No, that's not possible. Yes, go there and ask, and you can find it. So those are tools that I think that help us to give a service and to maintain our main task. The last one, yeah. Thank you, Luis. I didn't see that over here.
Hi, I'm Gregorio Pellegrino from Italy. There is an interesting experiment in China where local stores are connected, and they like a big warehouse distributed through the country, and they send products from one store to the other when the local customer wants it. Do you think that this model can be applied to bookstores?
Yes, we are trying to do this because when we talk about omnichannel strategy, all the people think to combine e-commerce with physical, typically with click and collect, pick and pay, and these services that are let me say common, that are a sort of commodity. It's the starting point of omnichannel strategy. But if you want to think really omnichannel, you have to think about logistics, for example, and what you said, it's very important. So we are working to have a bookstore that sends books to customer directly or to shop, as you said, because sometimes we don't have availability of book in online business, but we have in the stores. So we start with the book from the bookstore, and we send it where the client asks. Another way to be omnichannel is when you introduce the braccio in the corner in our store, is that it transforms your bookstores, because it's not only a point of sale, but it's a point of return, because people who want to return back the used book, it's a return book, so it's logistic again. And so, yeah, it's the future, I think so. And the retailer must compete on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you again. And let's leave the place to the next one. No,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.